Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. This video is not the video that I was intending to put out this week. Things have had to be changed, and so the title says it's a cover-up because that's what I need to do. By the time you see this video, which should be Thursday at 4:30, the whole country should be blanketed with snow, assuming that the Met Office and all the weathermen have got all their predictions right.
This upcoming week as we pick up Arctic northerlies, frequent snow showers.
So a cold week is on the cards. We are likely to see further snow showers piling down in exposed areas, so particularly towards the north, perhaps the east.
So Monday then, we're in this run of cold Arctic air, lots of snow showers around coastal areas, but in particular across the northern half of Scotland.
And I have to say, it's hit and miss over here in East Anglia on the east coast, because we've got a salt in the air from the sea, which is about a quarter of a mile from where I'm standing. So it's hit and miss whether or not we get it. But the weather forecast is such, it's been freezing, it's been raining, although it's a dry day today, it's really, really cold. And according to the weathermen, snow is on the way. So the reason it's a cover-up is because I've got to get the cover back on. So a lot of people have asked me about caravanning covers, and there are two covers that I want to show you. One is, they're not sponsored by the way, the covers I'm about to show you are bought and paid for by ourselves. One's a towing cover, and then the other one is the main caravan cover itself. A lot of you have asked, what cover do we use? Do we use a towing cover at all? What do we use to cover the caravan up in its entirety for the winter? So I thought this would be a great opportunity to actually show you both. So let's start off with the towing cover, and we'll go around the front of the van now and put it on. So I mentioned that a poorly fitting caravan cover can cause damage. Now don't get me wrong, it's fairly superficial, but the point is, I don't know if you can just see here, I'm up very close with the camera, and just here and here there are chunks sort of out of the fiberglass here, and this is where the straps used to come round and join in up here, and the strap would rub in here, and so what I've got over time are these little chunks, I hope you can see, that have come out. There's also sort of different scratches. There's one here, which I could probably get out at some point, and also just some little scratches on this metal trim here as well. And maybe you can pick it up, I don't know, but just up here as well, and on this side bit here, there are some scratches, and they go grey, right? And there's only a little scratch here, for example, if you can see it. And a poorly fitting towing cover, when you're towing along at sort of 40, 50 or even 60 miles an hour and the wind's up, even if the wind's not up, because at those speeds you create your own, don't you, then it starts to sort of cut in to the surface here, the actual caravan body. And I've even got it again down here. God, look how dirty this is. This is a detail that I wanted to do with the clean-up, so that'll have to come when the bad weather's gone. But can you just make out here, if I run my nail up here, just the left of my thumbnail here, there are some sort of deep grooves in the body, and that is caused by the straps from the cover that go into the sort of rail here to fasten the caravan on. And I can't quite remember, I think I paid about 80 or 90 pounds, I'm going back 7 years, for a universal front cover, which I thought did the job, but I now realise I'd have been better off investing in something that is actually custom fit, and that's exactly what I've done. So the first thing to say is, it comes in a lovely bag like this, so it's dead easy to fold up and put away. It's made by a company called Specialized Covers, and they do exactly that. They specialise in covers, but they specialise in covers for Formula 1 cars, for sports cars, all sorts of vehicles really that you can think of, and I'll put a link to their website in the description below. Nothing in it for me, like I mentioned earlier, I'm not sponsored. I had to pay, I think, £429, and I'll just confirm that on the price on the screen for you now. So when you are fitting the cover, you need to avoid contact with the ground, especially where you've got stones and grit and stuff, because anything that this picks up is potentially going to go onto the van itself, and again it could scratch the windows or the body of the caravan. So you've got to try your very best, and it's not especially easy, but to avoid, certainly the inside anyway, I'm talking about touching the ground. So I tend to lay this across the front like that before I put it on. And what we've got is just like the awning that you would put up, you've got the I don't even know what you call that actually, but like the beading on the side that runs up the awning rail, and you'll put one side on first, which is easy to do. What you have to do is unzip here like that, again fold the front down so it's not going to drag on the ground, and then this time you just slide up here with this one. And it's got a Velcro strap at the top here like that, so you can Velcro that over. Now we're not there at this point. Pull it down a little bit each side. I'll show you why in a second. Like that. And then there's a strap which goes underneath the hitch, so just push that across and you click it in either side, and it just literally, I don't know if you can quite see it here, but it clicks in there. So you've got the strap underneath the hitch, and the reason I pulled it down is because in these little pockets there's an elasticator strap with a hook on it. So in these little pockets here, my hand's a funny colour because I've just put some screen wash in the car. So if you think, am I going blue with the cold? No. So you see the little elasticated hooks here? They just pull down and then they click underneath the body of the Caravan. There you go. And it clicks underneath. It's great. There's 3 of those. There's 1, 2 and 3. And same on this side. One, 2, and 3. So that's now all on, all nice and tight, and this will protect your van. Now, a few things. Obviously, in terms of lights, they can easily be seen through these transparent areas here, so no problem with lights. What I especially like though, if we're doing a one-nighter on the way to Scotland, as an example, you can zip it down halfway, same here, zip it down halfway. We're pitched for the night, but I don't want to take the cover off. This is going to chuck it down with rain, this is going to get soaked, in which case I just leave it up anyway. And then we've got daylight coming through the Caravan that way, which is good. I mentioned the material on the inside, it's very spongy, as you can see on the close-up here, and that's good. So you don't want to get this on the ground, these bits, because if you get any grit or dirt on the inside, it's very difficult sometimes on site not to. You get leaves and stuff. I've got a few little bits there. But if you do, obviously you're in the danger of scratching the van when the cover's back up. The other good thing is, if you do need to get to the handles on the front of the van, there's a little zip compartment here, and then on the inside there's the grab handles should you need to pull or straighten the van for any reason. And the reason it's aligned everything is because this is a cover that's been custom made for this particular Caravan. When you go on the website, you can put a drop down in of your year, make and model of van, and it pulls up all the dimensions. Another good thing here at the bottom, the opposite's also true, because you can zip here, so you can also unzip the bottom half. So should I need to get into the locker while the cover's on, then no problem, dead easy. And that's one of the things I really like. You do get what you pay for, folks. Right, so next up we've got the actual main Caravan cover. Chalk and cheese really, compared to what we've just seen. Comes in a bag like this. It's made by a company called Aguri or Aguri. I'll put the details below and on the screen for you now. and this cost me £109. So the whole caravan can be covered for 109 quid versus the towing cover at 400 plus. But it's obvious why. So this is it comes in a handy bag, that's the first thing to say. It's very thin, and it's not waterproof, but it's certainly showerproof, and it's big. It's got to be big. The good thing about it is, though, if you get the dimensions of your caravan right, so have a good measure up of the height, the length and the width of your caravan, and then go onto their website or onto Amazon even, this is where I bought this from, you can punch in your caravan dimensions and it'll give you an option that's as closest to the size that you've got. And that's what I went with this. It is a bit of a pig to put on. You don't want to be putting it on a windy day because it's like a parachute, this thing. You know, when the wind gets in it, it gets in it. It's probably a two-man job, to be fair. Although I tend to always mainly put it on my own unless it's a really windy day, then Helen can help. She can't help at the moment because she can't lift her arms up high enough. So it's not windy. The snow's not arrived, so I'm going to put it on. I'll get it on, I'll show you how we do it, and then I'll talk about what I think the benefits are of having a caravan cover like this one. Top tip would be, obviously, take it out of the bag. If you're like me, you just stuff it back in the bag when you finish with it, you've got to try and work out what's the front and what's the back. And the good thing is, they do put a handy label on the actual cover itself to say which is the front and which is the back. I've still never really worked out if it's better to put it on from the back of the caravan to the front, or whether it's best to put it on at the front of the caravan and bring it to the back, because I don't think there's much in it, to be completely honest. There's a little bit of a breeze blowing down here though, so that might suggest if I put it on at the back, if the wind's going to blow it, at least it'll blow it towards the front. If you try and put it on at the front and the wind blows into it, that's when you get the parachute effect, and then the whole thing's up in the air and you do feel completely stupid. I'll see. I'll make my mind up. I've decided I'm going to do it from the front. Now, like I mentioned earlier, if it's a windy day, I just wouldn't bother attempting it. So I've identified the front, and this is now lying sort of inside out. So these are the two front corners here. It's elasticated just there. So I want this corner under here. At least it's in position, and the same over there. And then I want to drag this over the top. So I need some step ladders because it's a long way up. Also, this is so lightweight and very slippy, the slightest breeze and it's just going to blow and slide straight off. So I need something to hold it down on the top. I've got a bit of wood. It looks really heavy, but it's lightweight wood. It's chunky, it's big, but if I can just lay that on the top when I get this up, that might just stop it blowing away. We'll see. I've never done this before actually, this is a first, so probably end up with a hole in the top of the caravan. Let's see how we get on. So I'm just finding the back corner on this right hand side as we look at it, and I'm going to drag this up here. I want to get as much of the cover up here as I can, really. Just need to go and make a bit of an adjustment, I think, at the front. Yeah, I'm caught on this post. But we're almost exactly where we need to be here. This is the zip front piece, just there. So that's almost in line. So I just want to go down this side and make sure we're over the solar panel, because if I try and tug it and it's wrapped around that, it will rip the cover. So it's not bad actually. I'm very fortunate, like I say, I've got a wall here so I can stand on this. I feel like a circus act at the moment. That's good though, so I can get this to come over in line where I need it. I can see the line on top of the cover where the join and the stitch is. So I'm just going to walk across here. Don't worry, I've got a safety net. Right, we've got zipped corners on here, which is, I'm going to unzip those, I think. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to get this to go over. I think it might be caught on the post at the front. I'll just go and check. No, it's not. It's just that it's tight. So there's a zip on each corner. So I'm just going to unzip that halfway, give it a bit more slack. So I did mention that this is a near on perfect fit, so there's very little slack in this. So on the four corners, it's a good idea once you've got it on to just unzip the corners halfway, and then I've got a bit more movement over here. And it's already nicely starting to come over the back now, which I couldn't do before. There we go. Look at that. It's nicely in line at the front. That corner's good. You can see the zip goes up to that corner. We'll go and look at the next corner. Again, I'll bring you over here so you can see what's going on. If you're a newbie, this is particularly aimed at you. Do I need to have a caravan cover? You don't need to have anything, but I would never not have a caravan, because I definitely see the benefits. I have left the caravan before without a cover on in the winter, autumn, winter. And when I've gone back to it, it's been green, really green, and covered in all sorts of dried on leaves, you know, leaves that have come off the trees, got wet, stuck to the top of the caravan. You're open to the elements with dust, you know, when the wind blows, there's dust is in the air, isn't it? We're fairly close to a main road here. We do get buses and lorries go by, so you're going to get road dirt. Right, as you can see, we're almost there. Let's go and do the back and get those corners tightened up. Then I'll put the straps on, and then you can see one of the reasons why I like this. Because I can get access to the van still, which is great. So this is actually zipped up at the back here. And just need to pull this side down a little more. The zip's not quite done up. I'll just need to lift it to get that slack again to do the zip up. There we go. Almost there, that's it. Little Velcro piece at the bottom to stop the zip coming back up. There we go. Right, and that's elasticated around the bottom. So far so good. What we've got then is a couple of flaps here and here with a strap on them, which I pull across. Click that in, and then I can pull that tight like that, so that keeps it snug here. This strap is well away from the van, so even if the wind blows, it doesn't touch the van, but it keeps the thing snug. So we've not got any flapping of the cover once everything's in place. Got another one here, so do the same again, and in she goes. Tighten that up. Same again. Now this one actually does touch the side of the van here, where it is, but it's never been a problem. But what it does do, a bit of movement in here, fine, but it's not going to blow away. It keeps the side nice and tight. Same on the front. So the top strap here comes across, and you can tighten that. The same with the bottom strap. Now this cover isn't specifically made for this caravan. So I mentioned at the start, you put the dimensions of your van in, which is obviously the height, the width and the length, and you get something that looks like this. Now at the top, I don't know if you can see the top, we've got a bit of slack in here. Can you see this area here is a bit slack? You might just be able to make it out. That's because the caravan, our caravan, it slopes. Got quite a sloping front on it. And of course, because it's a universal cover, the dimensions think it's a square caravan. And obviously it's not, it's rounded at the front. What I tend to do with these is pull them out fully, make sure that the clip on the end is right as far as it'll go, and then I literally just throw them over to the other side, and there's 4 of those. I'm not going to put this one over yet because I want to show you something. So if you want to get in the caravan for any reason, which we often do, we can unzip or undo the bottom straps, unzip this here up to the top, and do the same with the front corner. You can unzip that, and then you can literally, but you can roll this up, and you can see what's going to happen once it's rolled up, can't you? I've got access to the door. I just put that strap inside. I've got access to the door. And then underneath here, there are some pieces of Velcro, so I can hold that up. Same here, I can just hold that up. Hopefully you can see this, I don't know if you can. Yeah, so what I've done is I've taken the side up and Velcroed, strapped it up, and I can do the same on here as well. So I can do the same there. And if we want to get in the caravan, we've got access to the caravan door. And there's enough slack at the top here. I'm not going to open it now, but sufficient slack. Undo the locks, get your door open, and you can go in without taking the whole of the cover off, which is great. Yeah, so I'm just going to get these straps. And I just literally just slide them across to the other side. It normally works really well. If it doesn't work first throw, then you have to do it again. Now, it's not waterproof, this cover. I don't think any of them are. It's certainly showerproof, and it's breathable, and there are these pockets here with the air vents in as well, so air does circulate around on the inside of this. We've got all the bits and pieces on now, so it's a pretty good fit for a universal cover, unless I want to fork out another, I don't know, £700 or £800 or whatever it would cost for a decent expensive one like the towing cover. This does the trick. Now, I think it's personal choice whether you put one of these on or whether you don't. When we used to keep our caravan down the storage yard with a cover on, when I whipped the cover off to tow the van back, this van was always cleaner than the ones that had been stored without a cover. And also when I take this cover off, although the roof still gets a little green because it's not waterproof, the van is nowhere near as dirty as I know it would be if I hadn't got the caravan on. So there's elements of protection. It keeps the dust off and the dirt and maybe light pieces of grit. I get debris off these trees, for example, a lot of leaves and twigs come down. I'm not going to stop that, but what they're not doing, they're not sticking to the top of the van and discolouring the top of the van really. So if the weathermen and women are to be believed, we may have between 20 and 40 centimetres of snow in places across the UK. Like I said right at the very start, if you've got snow as you're watching this video, drop me a comment below. I'd love to know where you are and how much snow you've got. I know you can't put pictures on, but it would be great to know. And we rarely get it here. If we do get any, it'll be a dusting, I'm sure, but we will see. And if between now and when this video goes out it snows and I can show you, I will do. But if you don't see any pictures of snow coming up, it's not snowed between now and Thursday. It's Saturday today, So it's got 4 or 5 days to sort of get its act together. I love the snow. We would have gone away in the snow, to be honest, because we quite like it. But Helen's not really feeling up to it at the moment. So we're homeward bound for now. Like I always say, if you have been, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it does help the channel to grow, and we're growing beautifully just now. Thank you very much. Give us a thumbs up, and also hit the notification bell, because it will let you know when all the videos are coming out. So until next week, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.